Thank you for watching this video tonight. I thank you for watching this video tonight. I wanted to tell you about God's way of love, of God's way of loving other people rather than self, about the true love of God. The true love of God. God's way is beautiful. It is giving and caring and helping others. It is true that love is a feeling. It is something we feel, but it is also loving other people just as much as ourselves. In fact, loving other people more than our own selves. God's love is outflowing and outgoing love towards other people rather than self. It is outgoing, love is outgoing concern for the well-being of other people. It is very good to love other people. I want to say something. It says, now we hear that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshipper of God, and doeth his will, him he heareth. You see, in this verse, in that verse, it says, now we know God heareth not sinners. Sinners are people who are breaking God's commands, because sin is the transgression of the law. Transgression means like breaking a rule, or breaking a law, or breaking code of conduct. So sin is the breaking of God's laws. God does not hear those who obey his laws. I'm quoting it from, the Bible. But if any man be a worshipper of God, and doeth his will, him he heareth. And the quote, is quoting it from the verse. It talks about, I was quoting it from John 9:31. God only hears those who worship him and does his will. That is very simple to understand. Here is the verse that shows that sin is the transgression of the law. This is now the verse that proves to us that sin is breaking God's law. It is 1 John 3:4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. 1 John 3:4, KJVA, meaning King James Version, Apocrypha. God is love, always love. His way of living is caring and giving. Who you are friends with shows what kind of person you are. One should be careful what friends you hang around with. Right is not wrong, and real right and wrong, real good is being godly, and real wrong is sinful, breaking God's laws, and being immoral, meaning not being moral. Anyway, Jelly from the UCG said, love is wonderful. It's it's wonderful, it's a feeling, but it's also what you do. It's caring and giving and helping others. It's what God is. God is love, endless love. Oh yeah. I'm gonna quote Mr. Jonathan from the UCG now. You know, their videos. Quote, yeah, but you know, love is an action. Sometimes you just gotta be nice to people even when they don't deserve it. And Joey said, quote, what God does for us, right? And the quote, then Mr. Jonathan said, quote, exactly, yeah, God even loves us when we mess up. And boy, I wanna just find something quick that I can think about love. Well, like I said before, the love of God is outflowing love, and it's outgoing love towards other people rather than the self. We must love other people just as much as our own selves. Probably we should love people even more than our own selves, you know? And, the 10 Commandments, first 4, how to love God. Last 6, how to love your neighbor. And, Mr. Armstrong said, quote, God gave man 2 choices to make. One was the give way, one was the get way. Choose either, God said, but know by living the get way, mankind would probably destroy himself, but by living the give way, mankind would prosper. I realize we have come to the place where we must choose one way or the other. Mr. Schleifer said, quote, when God's government arrives, it will change people's perspectives in one very simple but crucial way. We will go as a society that wants and takes to a society that cares and gives. It's the give versus get way of life. That's a total change of thinking that will permeate, and that will flow through all aspects of society and truly change the world from where it is today. We must freely give and freely help other people. We should not be concerned about how we're feeling, and just do what we want. We should do what benefits God and benefits other people and put ourselves last. We should put God first, other people second, and ourselves last. Now, I want to share with you, my friends, about how to achieve success in life. Because does God only allow the rich to be rich? Does he hate the rich? Does he just love the poor? Or does he hate the poor and just love the rich? God wants everyone to be successful in life. He wants everyone to live good and prosperous. There's a verse about it that he wants everybody to be in good health and be prosperous. Well, my friends, I'm going to share with you teach you how to have success in life because I care. The laws of success is, the laws that govern success, the laws of how to achieve success. The laws to how to achieve success is 1, set the right goal. 2, education. 3, good health. 4, drive. You have to drive yourself to do it. Push yourself to reach your goal. And when you drive yourself and you're really pushing yourself to achieve that goal, don't stop until you get there. resourcefulness is the 6th law, and the 7th law is perseverance. We must never give up. Never give up. Like I said before about driving yourself, which is like pushing yourself and having the energy to do it. You have to force yourself to get there. And oh yeah. And about resourcefulness, you must find ways around every problem, that an obstacle that comes in the way of your achieving your goal, and then the last, and then you must never ever give up. Many people have given up, but and just thrown in the towel, and if they could have if they just would have stuck on a little longer, never gave up, their lives would have been a great success. The last law should really come first, although we should, it's put last because that is like the last thing most people would like to hear. So let's just go over again the laws of success. The first one is set the right goal. You must pray to God to find out what is the right goal for us to do. And then, once you found out, and then do the right goal. Then 2 is education. We must be taught how to achieve the goal, the goal we are looking to achieve. We must be educated in how to do it and be prepared to do it. And good health. You must have good health. If you have good health, it will provide the energy to achieve that goal instead of being too sick or injured to do it. Drive, we have to have the energy to do it. We have to drive ourselves to achieve that goal. Something like if you don't want to get up in the morning, you have to drive yourself to get up out of bed and say, hey, I'm going to do that goal today. And you have to force yourself and have the willpower to get up out of that bed to achieve your goal. Resourcefulness, you have to think your way around every problem that comes up in your life. You have to find obstacles around every problem that happens in your life. And then perseverance, we must never ever give up. Never give up. Never throw in the towel. We must never ever throw in the towel. Never ever give up. And then the last one is contact with God. Although we should put that goal first, because we should put that the last goal first, because if we do, and when we do, we will know what's the right goal for us. And you need those, because King Solomon, he only did 6 of those laws and wasn't really happy. And then he learned a lesson that we must use God, that we need God. That was a lesson, because even though he was materially successful, built mansions, his slaves had babies, and he achieved more than most people will ever achieve. It was so many things, yet he was not satisfied, and he felt empty and stuff. So if we have God, that will fulfill our emptiness and cause spiritual success, then we will be truly successful. The more you give, the more happier you will be. That's how you earn happiness, by doing good things and giving and helping and stuff. Never underestimate the power of unselfish acts of kindness. That was by someone from the YouTube comments when I was commenting on an Alex Jones video or something. I want to say this. God has always worked through flesh, and so has Satan. It is the responsibility of every Christian to distinguish God's agents from Satan's. Never be afraid to see men for what they are, meaning what they teach. Here's a quote from Bo Brown. I guess it's an example of setting goals. And then, like driving yourself and perseverance and stuff. I think it's a good example to follow. Quote, set your goals high and don't stop until you get there. And the quote, that's from Bo Brown. You set our goals high and force yourself to get there. Don't stop until you get there. Drive yourself until you get there. Till you reach that goal, We should not be friends with people who make up their own ideas. We should only be friends with people who actually preach what the Bible teaches, with the Apostle Herbert W. Armstrong. Rest in peace, because he died. We should only be friends with people who preach and teach what he taught. We should be against the pagan holidays. We should not be, around teachings that teach what pagan holidays and evil traditions. That is very deeply evil stuff. We should have nothing to do with those who preach pagan holidays. We should have nothing to do with those preaching a false gospel. Quote, all poverty and evil comes from breaking the 10 Commandments, and the quote, I quoted that from Mr. Armstrong. Quote, we won't have the curses that we have on the peoples, on humanity that is today, in the quote. If everyone kept the 10 Commandments of God. Quote, if everyone is concerned and cares about the good and welfare of his neighbor, we wouldn't have the troubles the world has today. The 10 Commandments, the only way to prosperity, the only way to world peace. Love God first, then neighbor. We should love others more than our own selves. Doing God's way of give brings blessing, and those who live Satan's get way bring curses, or will bring curses. I want to say, the whole point of this video is the love of God, so I should say this. Love of God outflowing, love towards others. The love of God is outflowing love. It is outgoing love towards other people rather than yourself. That is the way we should live, and the only way that brings blessings and happiness and joy to our lives as well as others. Now, lust is self-love, self-desire. Lust is a sin. That is the problem with this world, and a study showed that self-absorbed people are the most miserable of them all. So sad our world has to, be so selfish and evil. Self-love is evil. It is out to take and get. But God's way of give is out to care and give. God's way of living is caring and giving. We should freely give and freely help others. We should freely share what we have with others. We must love other people just as much as our own selves. We should love other people more than our own selves. And that is the truth. That is the truth. Well, I wish you all a good night, and tomorrow I wish you all a day full of sunny smiles and happy thoughts. I wish you all have a very awesomely great night and a most wonderful day tomorrow. Thank you for your time. I love you all. God bless you, and until next time, goodbye, friends. How do you end this thing quick? I can't believe I got no views.